Namaskar and welcome to FYBS students. After learning a most tiny microorganism which is responsible for the today's pandemic situation, that is microbes, viruses, now we will learn the second unit and the second microorganism from the botany paper number first, that is microbes, bacteria. So before learning these tiny microorganisms, we have some questions in our mind that what is the actual size of these microorganisms and where these microorganisms are present. From the normal eye point of view, the picture you are looking is this particular picture is look like a open mouth, but this picture or this is a pore in a human skin, and the yellow spheres, these particular yellow spheres are the bacteria. Now let us see this particular bacteria more close. So these are the electron microscopic images of the bacteria and the internal skin pore. So the clear skin has about 20 million bacteria per square inch. Now, how these particular bacteria get discovered, we will see. The Antony van Leeuwenhoek is regarded as the father of microbiology. He is known for the discovery of these particular tiny microorganisms, that is bacteria. Antony Leeuwenhoek was the first person to see the bacteria, not from the naked eyes, under the microscope. He had seen these bacteria first time. Through the late 1670s, he sent comprehensive data and detailed drawing of his sightings, bacteria and algae to the Royal Society in the London. In the year 1676, the bacteria was discovered by him, genus Selenomonas, crescent-shaped bacteria from the human mouth. He observed the bacterial suspension from his teeth white material, dental plaque, and named term as the animalcule. Then in between many discoveries were occurred. Linnaeus classified bacteria under the name Chaos infusoria. Ehrenberg established the genus Bacterium means staff in Greek language. Then Louis Pasteur demonstrated the fermentation process. Robert Koch conducted experiments on the bacteria and mentioned bacteria as a source of disease, especially anthrax bacillus. Then Nageli in 1857 coined the term schizomycetes in correlated with bacteria to the fungi. Then many more discoveries were occurred. Gram in 1884 introduced the Gram staining technique for the bacteria, which we are going to study in detail in next slides. Then Kirk Joseph Ebert in 1880 isolated the typhoid bacillus, which is responsible for the fever which is occur in human, typhoid. In 1889, Wecker proved yellow disease of Hessianth is caused by the bacteria. Then Beijering in 1888 isolated root nodule bacteria, and in 1901 isolated aerobic nitrogen fixing bacteria, namely Azotobacter crucocum and Azotobacter agile. Then many more discoveries were occurred. Then finally the Sir Alexander Fleming in 1929 discovered the penicillin, which is antibiotic, and called him, the Sir Alexander Fleming called as the father of antibiotics. Then afterwards the Salk in 1950 introduced the polio vaccine. Regarding the discovery, in our history, in our especially the Indian history, about the cause of death of our Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the bacterial disease that is anthrax bloody flux is responsible for the death of our Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Now we will see the introduction of bacteriology. Bacteria are single-celled microorganisms with prokaryotic cells. Bacteria first arose on the earth approximately 4 billion years ago, and they were the first forms of the life on the earth. For 3 billion years, bacteria and archaea were the most prevalent kinds of the organisms on the earth. Bacteria are the most abundant group of microorganisms in nature. It is found everywhere on the planet, such as hot spring, deep ocean, deserts, and even thrive inside our intestine. The term bacterium was given by Ehrenberg. The branch of the science which deals with the study of bacteria is known as bacteriology. Now we will see the smallest bacteria. This particular picture is of smallest bacteria, which is called Dylister pneumonicytis, which is occur in the human brain. Then the largest bacteria, that is Epilopsychum fischelsoni, that is surgeon fish. Now we will see the general characteristics of these microbes, bacteria. These bacteria are prokaryotic organisms. They do not have cell-defined organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. They are microscopic unicellular organisms. They may occur singly or in small groups to form colonies, that we have seen in the picture, which is from the skin pore. They possess rigid cell wall. Cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan and lipopolysaccharides. Absence of well-defined nucleus, that is DNA, is not enclosed in the nuclear membrane. Ribosomes are scattered in the cytoplasmic matrix and are of 70S type. The plasma membrane is invaginated to form mesozoans. Most of the bacteria are heterotrophic. Some bacteria are autotrophic, possess bacteriochlorophyll. Most bacteria possess one or more flagella. The common method of multiplication is binary fission. We will see this particular multiplication method in detail in the next slides. True sexual reproduction is lacking, but genetic recombination occurs by conjugation, transformation, and transduction. On the basis of these particular characters, there are different types of the bacteria on their basic shape. Bacterial cells show variation in the shape. On the basis of this criterion, bacteria can be broadly grouped into morphological groups as below. The first type, that is coccus or spherical bacteria. Coccus bacteria are spherical or round in shape. They are non-motile, that means they have no motion. On an average, coccus bacteria has 0.5 to 2.25 micrometer of the diameter. They are classified into 6 different groups as micrococci, diplococci, streptococci, tetracocci, staphylococci, and sarcinae. The examples of this coccus or spherical bacteria are Micrococcus, Diplococcus, Staphylococcus, Sarcinae, Pediococcus. The second important type of the bacteria is Bacillus or rod-shaped bacteria. Rod-shaped means you get the idea on the basis of this particular shape type, that is rod type. Bacillus bacteria are rod-shaped, elongate or cylindrical. They are motile or non-motile. Either they are having motion or they are not movable. On an average, bacillus is with 0.5 micrometer in diameter and about 1.5 micrometer in the length. They are classified into two groups as Diplobacillus and Streptobacillus. The example of these particular rod-shaped bacteria are Bacillus polymixa and Lactobacillus. This particular diagrammatic representation shows how this particular bacteria is rod-shaped or cylindrical. That the single rod is called Monobacillus, the double rod is called Diplobacillus, and multiple rods are called Streptobacillus. The third important type, that is spiral or helical bacteria. Spiral means the spring which is present inside the ball pen, or a particularly a staircase you have seen, that means spiral or helical shape. The bacteria are having this particular shape. The helical bacteria are particularly this particular spiral in shape. They are motile, that is movable. On an average, spiral bacteria has 15 micrometer length and 1.5 micrometer diameter, and this particular shape you will see in this particular diagrammatic picture, and this is the microscopic image of this particular spiral or helical bacteria. The example of this particular spiral or helical bacteria is Spirillum minus. The fourth important type is Vibrio or comma shaped bacteria. Comma, you have known this particular shape in the text, that is comma. They are comma or curved rod shaped bacteria. They are gram negative bacteria. It is typically found in the salt water. This particular is the diagrammatic shape of this comma or vibrio shaped bacteria, and this is the electron microscopic image of the vibrio or comma shaped bacteria. Now the gram staining technique was developed by a Danish physician Hans Christian Gram in 1884, which is helpful for the taxonomic grouping of the bacteria. The basic difference between gram positive and gram negative bacteria is in the difference of cell wall structure. A detailed flowchart of the gram staining procedure is given below. So this particular staining technique I will explain that. Take a clean grease-free slide. Prepare a smear of bacteria on the slide. Then air dry and the heat fix the smear over the flame. Apply few drops of the crystal violet stain on a slide and keep it for 2 to 60 seconds. Rinse the slide in distilled water. Apply few drops of the gram iodine on the slide and keep it for 20 to 30 seconds. Rinse the slide in distilled water. Wash the slide with 95% ethyl alcohol for 10 to 20 seconds. Then afterwards we will see that this particular staining procedure after crystal violet then iodine treatment, if the bacteria retain its violet or dark violet color or purple color, it is gram positive, while if it loses the stain, then it is called gram negative. Then afterwards wash the slide with distilled water and counter stain with safranin for 30 seconds and again wash with the distilled water. Then if the no change by counter staining and bacteria retain its dark violet or purple color, then this particular bacteria is gram positive. It is confirmed. This particular slide, this entire particular slide shows both the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. If the bacteria becomes red or pink, then it is gram negative. This particular slide shows both the bacteria, that is violet colored or purple color, dark purple colored bacteria, and the red or pink colored bacteria, that is gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. Now we will see how this particular bacteria look likes. Then for that purpose we have to understand the entire cell structure two-dimensionally and three-dimensionally, and what parts are included in this particular structure we will see one by one. That this is the particular for this slide we will discuss the 3D structure only, and one by one we will discuss the different parts in detail in next slides. So this is particular entire 3D structure of the bacteria. Then centrally the nucleoids, that is circular DNA. This is the particular circular DNA. Then this is the particular locomotory or motion organ. For the motion of bacteria, this particular organ is used, that is flagellum. Then the outgrowths on this particular cell wall of the bacteria are pili. Then inside the this particular blue colored fluid is cytoplasm, in which different organelles are present, that is ribosomes are present, plasmid is there. Then the cytoplasm is covered with the plasma membrane. Then the plasma membrane is covered with cell wall, and this particular body is called a capsule. Entire body is called capsule. So this particular entire structure with outside cell wall and inside cell wall we will discuss. That in the outside cell wall we will see the capsule, flagella, pili, sheath, prostheca, stalks, and while inside the cell wall we will see the cell wall, cytoplasmic membrane, nucleoid, mesosome, ribosome, cytoplasm, and the spore. The capsule of this particular bacteria is 0.2 micrometer thick viscous layer, outer layer to the cell wall. Capsule is 98% water and 2% polysaccharide or glycoprotein or polypeptide or both. There are two types of the capsule, that is macrocapsule and microcapsule. Thickness of the macrocapsule is 0.2 micrometer or more, visible under the light microscope. Then the thickness of microcapsule is less than 0.2 micrometer, visible under only in the electron microscope. Capsule is very delicate structure. It can be removed by vigorous washing. The capsule is most important virulence factor of the bacteria. So the functions of this particular capsule are: it helps in attachments as well as it prevents the cell wall from the desiccation or drying, and the second function is capsule resists the phagocytosis by the white blood cells. The second important organ in the bacterial cell structure is flagella. It is 15 to 20 nanometer hair-like helical structure emerges from the cell wall. These are the four images of the different bacteria. The thread-like structure which we will see in this particular image, that these are the different multiple flagellas here, are having hair-like helical structure emerges from the cell wall. Flagella is not straight, but it is helical. It is composed of flagellin, protein or globular protein, and known as the H antigen. Flagella has three different parts, that is basal body, hook, and filament. The functions function of this particular flagella is helps in motility or motion of the bacteria. Three types of arrangements are known in the flagella, that is monotrichous single polar flagellum. This is the particular single polar flagellum. Lophotrichous multiple polar flagella. This second image shows multiple flagellas arises from the single point. Then Petricus, that is flagella distributed over entire cell, that is this is the particular bacteria shows flagella distributed over the entire cell. The third important organ is pili or fimbriae. Pili are hollow filamentous and non-helical structure. They are numerous and shorter than the flagella. Pili is the characteristic feature of gram-negative bacteria. Pili is composed of pilin protein. Bacteria containing pili are Shigella, Proteus, Neisseria, gonorrhoeae and Escherichia coli. Functions of these particular pili or fimbriae are attachment. Pili help the bacteria to attach the host cell surface. Most of the human pathogens of respiratory tract, urinary tract are attached with the help of pili. Pili or fimbriae possesses antigenic property. Specialized function of these pili are some pili are modified for specialized function. For example, sex pilus, F pili, that is help in transfer of DNA from donor to recipient cell during the conjugation. This particular part we will see in the next slides. F pili or sex pilus also act as the receptor for the bacteriophage. Some bacteria forming chain or trichome are enclosed by a hollow tube-like structure which is called as the sheath. The aquatic bacteria mostly forms the sheath. Some sheathed bacteria are Spirotillus, Leptothrix, Clonothrix, etc. Their functions are mechanical support, and sometimes sheath is impregnated with ferric or manganese hydroxide, which provides a strength to the sheath. The fifth important organ is prosthecae. Prosthecae are semi-rigid extension of the cell wall and cell membrane. One bacteria may contain one or many prosthecae. This particular image shows the different prosthecae, many prosthecae. Some prosthecae develop bud at the tip. Some prosthecate bacteria are Caulibacter, Stella, Prosthecobacter. The particular function of these prosthecae are they increase surface area for nutrition absorption. Bacteria living in very dilute environment where concentration is very low, and they also helps in the addition. Then they helps in the asexual reproduction by budding. Then the sixth important organ is stalk. The stalk is non-living ribbon-like tubular structure. It is formed by excretory product of the bacteria. The examples are Gallionella, Planktomyces. The function of this particular stalk is helps in attachment to the solid surface. Now the sixth important part in the bacterial cell structure is cell wall. It forms a dense layer lying above the plasma membrane. It is tough and rigid due to presence of strong fibers made up of heteropolymers called mucopeptides, peptidoglycans, mucocomplex, murin, etc. The structural constituents of bacterial cell wall differ or vary in gram positive and gram negative. The gram positive cell wall are thick and made up of 95% peptidoglycan, and the peptidoglycan layer present just outside the cell membrane. This particular peptidoglycan layer is present outside the cell membrane, usually 16 to 80 nanometer in thickness. It is made up of two special chemical substances, that is teichoic acid and teichuronic acid. They maintain the level of divalent cations outside the cell membrane. The gram-positive bacteria take up the crystal violet dye and are stained to purple color. This particular thing we have discussed in the staining technique of gram. The major component of gram-positive cell wall is lipoteichoic acid and constitute major surface antigens. The periplasmic space is not found in the positive gram positive cell wall. Then the gram negative bacteria, this particular is the gram negative bacteria cell wall, is a complex structure made up of three components outside the peptidoglycan layer. This particular area shows the three different layers. The outermost layer is lipopolysaccharide, made up of lipid and polysaccharide, and then it forms endotoxin, whose toxicity is associated with lipid region, and polysaccharides help in antigenic specificity. Phospholipid forms the middle layer, then which is bilayer in contains specific proteins. These proteins form porins and hydrophilic molecules are transported through it, whereas other proteins are target sites for bacteriophages and antibiotics. Look how this particular thing is having the structure capable of it. Between peptidoglycan and phospholipid bilayer lies a space known as periplasmic space. Contains a large number of proteins and oligosaccharides. This particular area shows the periplasmic space. So this is all about the cell wall, and gram positive and gram negative bacteria, and the how this particular thing shows the cell wall and cell different structures in the cell wall. Let us see the particular things in the cell wall of the bacterial cell. That is, peptidoglycans consist of glycan backbone formed by repeated unit of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid, and the glycan backbone is cross-linked by a peptide bonds. This particular peptidoglycan layer is present in cell wall of both the gram positive as well as gram negative bacteria. However, gram positive bacteria have thick layer of the peptidoglycan, which we have seen in the previous slide. That then teichoic acid. Teichoic acid is water soluble polymer of glycerol or ribitol phosphate present in gram positive bacteria. It constitutes about 50% of dry weight of the cell wall. It is the major surface antigen of gram positive bacteria. Then the outer membrane, which is an additional layer present in the gram negative bacteria. It is composed of lipid bilayer, protein and lipopolysaccharides, that is LPS. LPS or lipopolysaccharide is composed of lipid A and polysaccharide. Lipid A, it is a phosphorylated glucosamine disaccharide. It is antigenic. Polysaccharide is consist of core polysaccharide and O polysaccharide. Cell membrane. The cell membrane is the inner layer that lies inside the cell wall and encloses the cytoplasm. It is also known as cytoplasmic membrane or plasma membrane. It is about 80 nanometer in thickness, and cell membrane of bacteria is composed of phospholipid and protein. The functions of these particular cell membrane are they are selectively permeable as it allows to pass selective substances such as sugars, amino acids across in it. Then the ninth important part and very core part of the bacterial cell is nucleus, which is the most important part of the cell, controls and directs all the cellular activities and stores hereditary information of the cell. Bacterial nucleus is known as nucleoid. It lacks nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm and nucleolus. The bacterial DNA is naked, that is, they lack a histone proteins. The function of this particular nucleus are it contains and stores hereditary information of the bacterial cell and it controls the cell activities. Then 10th important part is ribosome. Bacterial ribosome is 70S type and are rounded granules found freely floating in the cytoplasm. As we have seen in the capsule, the free floating ribosomes. Ribosomes are known as universal cell organelles because it is found in both bacterial cell, that is prokaryotic, and eukaryotic cells also. Chemically, the ribosomes are made up of nucleic acids, particularly RNA, ribose nucleic acid, and proteins. The functions of ribosome are they help in the protein synthesis, that is they synthesize protein. Then 11 important part is mesosomes, is a spherical or round sac-like structure found commonly in gram-positive bacteria. Their function is, it is the site for the respiration in the bacterial cell. The 12th important part or fluid is cytoplasm, which is colorless, viscous, present inside the cell membrane. All the cell organelles and inclusions are found floating in cytoplasmic fluid. It contains proteins, lipids, minerals, nucleic acids, glycogen, and finally the water. That means all the capsule contains these particular organelles and these different things in the cytoplasm. The function of this particular cytoplasm is it helps to distribute water, oxygen as other substances throughout the cell. Literally all the cellular content including nucleus and other cell organelles are floating in the cytoplasm. Then the spores or endospore is a metabolically dormant structure produced during unfavorable condition by the process called sporulation. Sporulation occurs during long phase or early stationary phase. Under favorable conditions, spores germinate to give vegetative cells. Now the bacteria reproduces themselves by different types and subtypes that we will discuss in the next slides. The bacteria are reproduces by three main types, that is vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The vegetative reproduction is divided into three subtypes, that is budding, fragmentation and binary fission. And then the asexual reproduction is divided into two subtypes by the endospores or conidia. Then finally the sexual reproduction is divided into three different types, that is transformation, transduction and conjugation. Now the budding. This particular picture shows the process of budding reproduction. The bud begins to form on the parent cell. This particular bud begins or starts on the parent cell. Then nucleus copies and divides the bud, receives a copy. This particular nucleus copy is received by the bud. Bud now becomes a separate daughter cell. This particular bud gets separated from the parent cell and forms a daughter cell. Budding produces chain of the cells. This is the particular chain and this is the microscopic image of the chains of the budding bacteria. Then the second important type in the vegetative reproduction is fragmentation. Mostly during the unfavorable conditions, bacterial protoplasm undergoes compartmentalization and subsequent fragmentation, forming minute bodies called gonidia. Under favorable conditions, each gonidium grows to a new bacterium. It becomes apparent that prior to fragmentation, the bacterial genome had to undergo repeated replication so that each fragment gets a copy of it. The third important type in the vegetative reproduction is binary fission, in which the genetic material of the bacterial cell, that is chromosome. This is the particular bacterial cell in which chromosome attaches to the cell membrane. Then the chromosome get replicated, that is the genetic material get replicated. This particular material get started replication. Then the cell membrane get invaginated and divided into two different bacterial cells. This is the these are the daughter cells. The fission in which cell separate, resulting into two daughter cells which are identical to each other. These are identical to each other and with the original parent cell. This is the particular image showing the binary fission in the Escherichia coli. Now, the first important type in the asexual reproduction is endospore formation, in which the bacterial cell get divides and occurs a first axial filament formation. This particular shows the axial filament. This stage shows particular axial filament formation in which the genetic material get divided into two parts by the plasma membrane, division in the plasma membrane or septa in the plasma membrane. The particular in the second stage, the septa or septum get formed in the bacterial cell. Then the third stage is engulfment of the spore, that this particular genetic material get engulfed in the spore. Then fourth important is the cortex formation, the spore on which the cortex get formed. Then the entire, which is called endospore formation. Then the coat synthesis get started on the spore, that is firstly the exosporium forms. Then the sixth important stage is completion of coat synthesis, increase in refractability and heat resistance. The spore coat is get formed, and lastly the lysis of sporangium or spores occur and the spores get liberated, which is having this particular entire structure having exosporium, spore coat, cortex and the centrally core part. The asexual reproduction is also formed by the conidia. In some bacteria such as Streptomyces, considered as the true gram positive bacteria, produce conidia in the chain. This particular conidia chain of the conidia. Each conidium germinates to give rise a new bacterial thallus. This particular conidium forms a bacterial thallus. The sexual reproduction are three mechanisms of the DNA exchange. How this will occur in bacteria by three different types, that is transformation, transduction and conjugation. In transformation, bacteria take up pre-DNA released by other bacteria, while in the transduction, DNA transferred from bacterium to bacterium by viruses, which we have seen in the topic microbes, viruses, that is bacteriophages, used to transfer, or in which the DNA transferred from bacterium to the bacteriophage, while in the conjugation, genetic transfer involving bacterium to bacterium contact. Now we will see the sexual reproduction in bacteria one by one. The first important type is the bacterial transformation, in which bacteria take up free DNA released by the other bacteria. So how it occurs we will see in this particular diagrammatic representation of the transformation. So this is the bacteria with gene for the capsule, and this is the bacteria without gene for the capsule. This with gene bacteria get heat killed and disintegrate the DNA in the surrounding, and this particular disintegrated DNA taken by this particular without gene for capsule bacteria and get expressed in it. So this is how the transformation occurs. Now the second type is the transduction, which is we have seen in the topic microbes, viruses in the study of bacteriophages. This particular type transduction was first of all reported in Salmonella typhimurium by Zinder and Lederberg. So let us see how this particular transduction occurs. So this is the particular bacteriophage, and which is host bacterial cell on which it get attacked. This is the host bacterial cell with bacterial chromosome on which the bacteriophage attacks and injects its DNA. Then phage enzymes degrade the host DNA. This particular DNA of the bacterial chromosome gets degraded. The cell synthesizes new phages that incorporate phage DNA and mistakenly some host DNA. So this particular disintegrated DNA with the help of which the phages, bacteriophages synthesizes themselves, and mistakenly the bacterial DNA is also used for the synthesis of the bacteriophage DNA. Then this particular bacteriophages transducing phages injects the donor DNA into the other bacterial cell, and the donor DNA is incorporated into the recipient's chromosome by the recombination. This particular transduced DNA by the bacteriophages, and transduction occurs with the help of this particular bacteriophage. The third important type in the sexual reproduction is transfer of DNA directly from the one bacterium to the another bacterium by the type that is called conjugation. So how it occurs we will see. This is the donor bacterium and this is the recipient bacterium. With the help of conjugation tube or pilus, the donor bacteria shares its genetic material chromosome from the donor to the recipient. So how it occurs we will see. This is the shared part of the chromosome. By the replication, it shows both the donor and recipient genetic material in it. So this is the recipient bacterium, which shows the conjugated genetic material. Similarly, the additional genetic material, that is plasmid, is present in the bacteria, which is also with the help of pilus get transferred into the recipient bacteria and the conjugation occurs. This particular image or transmission electron microscopic image shows the pilus. This is the particular pilus, shows the transfer of genetic material from the donor bacterium to the recipient bacterium. The economic importance of the bacteria. The economic importance of any organism refer to the advantages and disadvantages of that organism to the nature, the humans and the environment. Bacteria, a prokaryote and microscopic organism, have the following two importances. The first one is beneficial effect of bacteria and harmful effects of the bacteria. So let us see one by one how these bacteria are beneficial and harmful also. The bacteria play important roles in the different fields such as agriculture, industry, etc. Some of them are mentioned in the below. Role in the agriculture. The first important role is scavenging role. Saprophytic bacteria, saprophytic means living on the dead organic material. The saprophytic bacteria obtain food from the organic remains such as animal excreta, fallen leaves, meat, etc. They decompose these substances by action of digestive enzymes aerobically or anaerobically, known as fermentation. Thus, they help in sanitation of nature, so also known as scavengers. For example, Pseudomonas. The second important role in the agriculture is nitrification. Rhizobium bacteria living in the root nodules of the leguminous plant symbiotically helps in the fixing of atmospheric nitrogen. Similarly, Nitromonas and Nitrococcus convert ammonium salt to the nitrites. Nitrites are further changed to nitrates by Nitrobacter and Nitrocystis. It enables plants to uptake nitrogen. Production of organic manure. As stated above, the saprophytic bacteria help in the breaking of complex organic substances to simpler forms. Thus, in this process, they help to convert farm refuse, dung and other waste to manure. Then, in preparation of ensilage. Ensilage is preserved cattle fodder prepared by packing fresh chopped fodder sprinkled with molasses. Fermentation activity of bacteria produces lactic acid that acts as a preservative in ensilage. Then in the production of fuel, bacteria, while converting animal dung and other organic waste to manure, help in the production of fuel, that is must in gobar gas plant. disposal of the sewage. Bacteria help in the disposal of sewage by decomposing it and thus help in environmental sanitation. The role in industry, particularly in the dairy industry, bacteria such as Streptococcus lactis convert milk sugar lactose into lactic acid that coagulates casein, which is a milk protein. Then milk is converted into curd, yogurt, cheese, etc. needed for the industry. Production of organic compounds. Fermentation, breakdown of carbohydrate into absence of the oxygen. This is particularly fermentation process in which action of various bacteria produces organic compounds like lactic acid by lactobacillus, acetic acid by Acetobacter aceti, acetone by Clostridium acetabutylicum, etc. Fiber rating, the action of some bacteria like Clostridium, Pseudomonas, etc. help in the fiber rating, that is separation of stem and leaf fiber of plants from other softer tissue. Then in curing, the leaves of tea and tobacco beans of coffee and coca are cured of their bitterness with the help of action of certain bacteria such as Bacillus megatherium. Production of antibiotics. Number of antibacterial and antifungal antibiotics such as hamicin, polymyxin, trichomycin, etc. are obtained from Mycelia bacteria like Streptomyces. Similarly, Bacillus is used for the production of antibiotics such as bacitracin, gramicidin, etc. Then production of vitamins. Different kinds of vitamins are produced from the bacteria are riboflavin from Clostridium botulinum, vitamin B12 from the Bacillus megatherium, and vitamin K and B complex from the Escherichia coli. These are the useful importances of the bacteria. Though the bacteria plays important role in agriculture, industries and natural sanitation, etc., it has the following harmful effects also. The bacteria are having harmful effect in food spoiling. Saprophytic bacteria always not only help in decomposition of dead matters, but they also cause the rotting of vegetables, fruits, meat, bread, etc. Then the food poisoning. Bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus cause food poisoning and cause people diarrhea and vomiting. Damaging of domestic articles. Spirochete cytophaga deteriorates cotton, leather and wooden articles. Then denitrification. Bacteria such as Thiobacillus and Microbacillus convert nitrate of the soil to the gaseous nitrogen. This hamper plants very much. Then the desulfurication. Bacteria such as D-sulfovibrio convert soil sulfates into hydrogen sulfide. Causes of different diseases. It is known that over 90% of human diseases and over 10% of plant diseases are caused by the bacteria. This is all about the microorganisms, bacteria. I kindly acknowledge Dr. Makarand Aitode for providing this nice study material. Thank you.